Good morning, Guardians. The Hijabi Gamer here, and it is Tuesday, and it's another Tuesday where I don't have to get really early to work, so I have the Challenge of the Elder Bosses for you. I've already uploaded, well, it's slowly uploading, a solo run-through of Challenge of the Elders, and I will be making a Legendary Faction Weapons Guide. Anyway, but first off, for the weekly reset in Original Destiny. This is the first Destiny. I understand Destiny 2 resets actually later in the day. This is for Destiny 1, which, I mean, you can tell from the map that this is Original Destiny. Anyway, for this week in Destiny, we first off have doubles for Crucible, which that shouldn't be that difficult to get into. You only need 4 people. You get a Treasure of Ages box, Legendary Marks, 2v2 multiplayer mode. You know, I really have to play a lot more PvP. My PvP skill is meh. I'm more of a PvE player, but doubles it is. So, leave no ally behind and no enemy standing. Small team tactics, kill the enemy, revive teammates. Cool. So, doubles it is. Then, for the weekly story playlist, we have the Taken War. I like the Taken War. I can understand some people actually place the Taken King above the Witch Queen. Personally, I place Rise of Iron, but I know a lot of people said they prefer the Taken King. To be honest, the reason for me, Rise of Iron was the first DLC that, came out. When I started playing Destiny, the Taken King was already out. So to me, it was almost like part of the game. It wasn't until Rise of Iron. So I don't know what the Taken King, I have a rough idea of what the Taken King brought with it. But Rise of Iron was a big deal for me. It was my first Destiny DLC. I was really looking forward to it. So Rise of Iron to me is above the Witch Queen. But I can understand, given what I do know about Taken King, why people like the Taken King more. So you're getting the Taken War mission story playlist. You're getting heroic. You always get heroic. Enemies appear in greater numbers and are more aggressive. You have small arms. Primary weapon damage is favored, which is my favorite because I just like primary weapons. It's just me. I don't know why, but I love primary weapons. And then you have chaff. Player radar is disabled. Not a big deal. If I have to choose a modifier that is going to make it difficult for Guardians, this is probably the easiest ones. Player radar is disabled. As I've said before, weekly story playlist is the best way for you to farm legendary marks. Just keep in mind, you can only carry 200. So I have only space for 30, and then I need to go spend them. I'm working my way towards 100 strange coins because my goal is 1,000 heavy ammo cents. Where was I? All right. So you get right. So you get it's the best way to farm legendary marks. You get, if you do this 5 times, you get 20 legendary marks each time. You get a Treasure of Ages box the first time. You can get up to 35 legendary marks. So basically, best way to get legendary marks. And it's a lot of fun to play the old story missions. I like to point out that you can, unlike in Destiny 2, in Original Destiny, you can pick whatever story missions you want to play. Pisses me off we can't do this in Destiny. I mean, I love the fact that I can even play the mission that got you Galahorn if I want to, with the Rise of Iron version, after. I understand it was a exotic drop before Rise of Iron. But I wish they would do this in Destiny 2. I just love the fact that you could go back and play everything. But that's the story playlist. Then you have the Siva Crisis Heroic Strikes. Not the best way to farm legendary marks. You only get, for 3 runs, you get 10 legendary marks each, so you can only get up to 30, and the Treasure of Ages box, which I always thought interesting because strikes are harder than story play missions. You probably will be matched with people. I know I was surprised. I genuinely thought that I would not get matched with people, but every time I've run Crisis Heroic Strikes, I've been matched with people. Sometimes not immediately, sometimes later, like a couple minutes in, or sometimes I will be dropped in with other people. So that's pretty cool. The modifiers are heroic, so you're gonna have more enemies who are more pissed off at you than they normally are, because you're coming at them again. So yeah, you didn't even bring cookies. Here you are, you're running these strikes again on heroic difficulty, and you didn't even bring cookies to share with the enemies. You should be ashamed of yourselves. At the very least, bring some Oreos. I'm sure the Hive like Oreos. Then you have Arc Burn. Arc damage from any source is greatly increased. Awesome. Then you have Exposure. This now is my least favorite. The best way to deal with Exposure is Red Death. Now, I was going to say Arc, go for the Zala Supercell. You can alternate between the two, but Red Death is the best thing to use against Exposure. Each kill heals you and speeds up reload. So, unfortunately, enemies, we may bring you cookies, but we're also going to kill you so we can get healed up. So, you're going to have to give us your life with my awesome kick butt Red Death gun. It's just how the cookie crumbles. So you have Exposure, and then you have Catapult. Grenade recharge rate is greatly increased. So Arc Burn, you might want to set something here that's Arc. I have a, where is it? Light of the Abyss. That sounds cool. All right. Siva Crisis Heroic, and your 3 people, you will be mad. I still wish Bungie would make it possible to turn off matchmaking so you could solo these, but hey, I've been begging Bungie for this for years. Anyway, that's your Siva Crisis Heroic Strike playlist. I keep saying Siva Crisis Heroic Strike playlist. Right. Now we have the weekly Nightfall Strike. The weekly Nightfall Strike is a Siva one. It is on the moon. It is basically Fogoth, but with Siva. The Summoning Pits. It's the one with Shiro where it's slightly different because now you have to jump on the tomb ships. And by the way, if you have Bones of Ao, that really helps for that moment where where you go down and you go down and then you go and then you got those tomb ships. Seriously, Bones of Ao is a great help for that moment. So I usually swoop to Bones of Ao to jump across the tomb ships. There is a spot you can hide in the corner. So when you go into the room with Fogoth, turn to your right and you jump up, all the way up. There's a quarter, but you have to be careful that you're going to get attacked by Thrall and Knight. So you're going to be attacked, but at least you're not in Fogoth, aka Fogoth. Take Sivad Fogoth's way. So this is the one with the massive ogre, but with Siva. Shiva's the one in it. This is the one where Shiva, not Shiva, no. There's Siva involved, and this is the one with Shiro. Shiro is the one involved. So yeah, it's on the moon. I believe I think the way to actually get it as a strike is to go here and do this. But yes, you have the Summoning Pits, and then you have the Abomination Heist. The Abomination Heist is the one with Siva. Okay? Right. So that is the Nightfall. Keep in mind, don't forget, I always remind people, pick up the bounties from Commander Zavala. Zavala has weekly bounties for Nightfall. There are bounties on the bounty board for the Nightfall. Those are daily. Those are cool. You can pick them up. Right. Zavala has 3 weekly bounties. You can only do them once a week per character. You have to pick them up from Zavala in the area with the Vanguard. Next, we have Challenge of the Elders, which as you can see, I completed it. I did a terrible score, but I did complete it. Let's see. So first off, the bosses for Challenge of the Elders are Taken Vex. So the dude in the middle with the red mark, Taken Vex. The second was Taken Cabal, Noruisk, Servant of Oryx. And the third was Psylocke the Defiled, aka Taken Hive. So again, it's Taken Vex, Taken Cabal, Taken Hive. Not that bad. I managed to do it without dying a single time, but my score sucked. I was at 20,000 because it's a grenade kill bonus week, and precision kills are my thing, all right? Anyway, you have fresh troops, so you're going to have more enemies that have been fortified with additional reinforcements. That's good. That means more enemies to kill, which means more points. Then you have grenade kill bonus, which I hate. Grenade kills are worth more points. As I said, precision kills are my week, all right? I like that. I did it last week twice and got 30,000 each time. I did it on live stream and got 30,000. Then finally, you have exposure. Grenade shields are increased but do not replenish. I've said this. The best way to deal with exposure is Red Death. and it was being sold by Xur, and I did say, pick it up. I said, pick up Red Death, all right? Red Death is the go-to gun, at least for me, when it comes to exposure. Especially when it's something you don't want to die. I mean, sometimes you can use, like, for example, with Nightfall. If you're at the checkpoint and you know that if you die, you're basically going to respawn in that area. Or whatever you're doing, where you know where the checkpoint is at, and then you die and you come back with your full health. You don't want to die in the middle of killing a boss in Challenge of the Elders, because if you do, you're gonna have to redo the whole boss. And the most annoying thing about that is if you die, Varix has to remind you who the boss is. So it is so frustrating if you die several times. It's like, Cabal strategist Val Araun. Varix Habibi, I know it's Val Araun. He just killed me. Thank you, Varix. So Red Death is what to use for exposure. I said I was able to run through it. You can see here's my card, 22,065. It sucked. As you know, the goal with the card is to get 30,000 in one run. Varix will give you a gun. And then the other goal is to ultimately get a cumulative score of 90,000. So, I mean, you don't have to do it 3 times 30,000 each. You can do, like, I got 22,000, so now I'm missing, 68,000. And you will get a piece of armor from Varix. You also will go up in your ranks. I just went up to rank 19 with my House of Judgment reputation. And a reminder, because I don't do it myself, don't forget to pop House of Judgment reputation boosters, and don't forget to pop 3 of coins between each boss. So it's between each boss you do it. So you beat a boss, you do a 3 of coins. You beat a boss, you do a 3 of coins. Cool. House of Judgment, as I said again, taken Vex, taken Cabal, taken Hive. I feel bad for Psylocke. That's Challenge of the Elders. And finally, the weekly featured raid, Deathsigger Challenge, Crota Challenge. That's Crota's End. Maybe I should practice this week soloing the beginning, so then I could be, I don't know. Like I said, I have not done Crota. The problem, one of the reasons why it's like I want to do raids, but I'm reluctant, is because I haven't done them in a very long time. So I don't even remember how to do Crota. And honestly, I don't even know how to kill Crota. That's something, it's not that I forgot. It's I don't know how to kill Crota. The reason is because when we would do Crota's End, I had one responsibility every single time because I was one of the few hunters with Celestial Nighthawk. And with Celestial Nighthawk, you could use it to kill the Oversoul. So now, I don't remember the timing. Again, it's been a very long time, but I used to have the timing correct, where you shoot the Oversoul. And first off, you would only get the Oversoul once, and you would get, there's a precise moment where you have to shoot the Oversoul, that it basically kills the Oversoul in one shot with Celestial Nighthawk, and it means you only get once each time the Oversoul. So, I have never, ever fought Crota. Every single time I would do Crota, would meet with the guy, everyone else in the room, then I would go out, shoot my rocket launcher at Crota, and then the Oversoul would come up and I would shoot the Oversoul, while everybody else is fighting Crota. So that, I will admit, I don't know how to do Crota because I've never fought Crota. So when Crota comes back in Destiny 2, it's like, wait a minute, what am I supposed to do? There's a sword. I know there's a sword involved in Crota's End. Do you use the sword to kill Crota? I was so confused when that came up in Destiny 2 because I had never fought Crota. So I'm like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. Anyway, so Crota's End, I've done it a lot. It's been a very, very, very long time since I've done Crota's End. That's the problem. So it's like I really want to do Destiny 1 raids. Wrath of the Machine, I've done multiple times. But it's been a very long time. I love Wrath of the Machine. But, I could remember the beginning. I have vague memories of the second part, where I know there are TV screens involved, but I don't remember the details. And then I don't remember how to do the land tank, and I remember nothing about the boss. I know that there are, you jump on his back, I think, and there's the servitors. King's Fall I did once, and we all got all the way up to Oryx, and then they stopped. So I don't remember anything about King's Fall at all. Vault of Glass, I've never done it in Destiny 2, and I have very vague memories of it from Destiny 1. I know that there are the oracles, and I can't differentiate between the sounds. So when it comes down to shooting the oracles, I can't tell which one is which based on the sound. I've done Vault of Glass though in Destiny 2. It's been a while. So though, like I said at the beginning, I used to be able to solo the beginning of Crota's End on the highest difficulty. It's been years, and it took me a while to learn how to do it. And once I figured it out, I could do it. But it's been so long that I have to relearn. That's the problem with a lot of the stuff in Destiny, that it's been years since I did it. So it's like I used to be able to do it, but I forgot it. I had whole arbor setups and everything for it. Anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I will be releasing a video with weapon factions, legendary weapons.